Hi garden friends, it's Gail, your pond plant girl. I'm here to talk to you today about water lotus and what to look for when you're buying it online.
It begins inside your mind, then seeps into your life. It begins in heart and home, then occupies your time. Think peace.
It is almost July. It's the end of June already. I can't believe it. And if you're interested in purchasing water lotus in the mail, don't count on it, because water lotus is not supposed to be shipped past May. And the reason for that is that it needs to be dormant when it's shipped. Otherwise, it'll die. I had someone call me today from Indiana. Okay, her name's Debbie. Hi, Debbie. And she said she received something, I'm assuming was like this from somebody else. That's a water lotus seed, and it had some leaves on it. And it was advertised that it was mature. Does that look mature to you? No, 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 no. And of course, it died, and she bought it in summertime. Also a big no-no. So when you're looking for water lotus, you need to have someone who knows what they're doing. Okay, like me. And I know some other sellers too. And so anyway, someone who knows what they're doing and can ship you out a nice fat rhizome, a big old fat root that's at least 6 to 12 inches long. That's how big it should be, with some good long stems and leaves on it. Let's take a look at some immature water lotus, some yearlings, like not even a year old, and then I'll show you what you're supposed to get in the mail. This is a water lotus that I'm growing for next year, so I'm not going to ship that out for at least another year. It's tiny. It's in a 1-gallon pot, which might seem big to you, but it's not, because water lotuses need to be planted in 3 to 5 gallon containers or larger. And the leaves are very skinny. This one isn't even blooming yet. I don't expect it to bloom until at least next year or the following year. Check it out though. This is my yearling. Okay, I started it last year. And I'm still not shipping this one out. I will sell it locally, and that's it. But still, the roots are still too skinny and fragile. It'll die if I try to ship that out. But I was lucky. I got a flower off the first season of this water lotus, and that can happen if you're lucky. I staked this one up because I felt the flower would get top heavy, especially when it starts developing its pod. I've got this in I think it's 22 gallons, maybe 25 gallon wine barrel. That looks very pretty. Just in case you don't know the difference between a water lily and a water lotus, and a lot of people don't, that's a common question. Water lilies, their pads float on the surface of the water. Water lotus, their leaves or pads, I guess you could say, stand up tall and out of the water. But when they're young, and I'll show you that in a minute, their leaves float on the surface. But there's a big difference, and I'll show you what it is. This is a lily leaf. Notice it's classic lily shape. Sort of like Miss Pac-Man. Okay, I'm being silly. And here's the flower. A lot of lily flowers, they do both. They do right on the water surface, like this one here, or they'll stand up tall out of the water, but oh gosh, not more than 6 inches, I would say. Water lotus is a lot different. It'll stand really high, like 3-4 feet tall out of the water. I'm going to attempt to take this out. This is actually a mature water lily. It has tons of new growth coming out. I'm saving that one for a garden friend who's coming on Sunday to pick it up. And that is your water lily. And over here, got quite a few water lotus, but I'll have more next year. Let's go take a look at that. Here in this pond, I have both just first year and 3-year water lotus. And just like I showed you, let's see if I can get this up. I put a whole bunch of little guys in here, and I'll separate them out into more pots later. You see how the leaves float on the surface of the water? But see, they're round. They're not Pac-Man shaped. They're just completely round. I call them dish shape. Here's some more. But here, this is a 3rd-year water lotus. That'll ship. I mean, not right now because it's too late in the summer. But this one, and I'm going to desecrate it just for you. This one, man, look at the difference. See that? That's pretty big. Of course, when I ship it out, it's not going to have leaves that big because this has been growing all summer. But when I ship it out, the leaves will probably be about this big, and you'll have a couple leaves coming out like that. But what you should be mostly concerned about is the condition of the root, not necessarily the leaves. Because remember, they're dormant when they're shipped out, and so they're just starting to get their leaves. So I'm going to pick this up, take it over to my work table, and show you what the roots should look like. Wow, check it out. I tipped the bucket over, and look what I found inside. These are the roots. This is what you should get. I don't care who you get it from, as long as it's me, ha. No, really. If you get it from anybody, the roots should look like this. It shouldn't be no puny thing. They should be fat. They should have, well, this is the rhizome right here where my thumb is. They should have roots sticking out, and it should be at least 6 inches, sometimes 12 inches long. And this puppy, once it goes dormant, oh my gosh, I'm probably going to get 5 more plants out of this, maybe more. See, I didn't divide this one last year, so it's packed full. And holy cow, it goes way back here. Can I get in there? Oh my God. Oh, I broke one. All right. I think I'm going to plant this little guy and see what it does. Wrong time of year for it, but it looks like it'll survive. So if you're buying online from anybody, I try to offer good prices. I want to see everyone succeed with everything they do. So if you're buying online from whoever, as long as it's me, it should look like this, but with maybe a few leaves on it. Decomposed granite is great for, oh, not my cat. That's not your litter box. Ugh. Decomposed granite and with some sand is really good for water lotus when you're planting it. You hear that crunchy sound? I've got these goat head thorns all over the place and they stick to the bottom of my shoes. They're evil. Anyway, decomposed granite along with some sand is really good for your water lotus when you want to pot them. I add also some steer manure, the cured kind, not the kind that comes straight out of the cow. But you have to be careful how much fertilizer, whether it's organic or synthetic, that you add to your water lotus. It does need a lot of fertilizer, but too much and then you'll have the problem with a lot of algae growth. Hello to my friend Tina in PA. Hi Tina, how you doing? Tina, are you enjoying your plants? I know you are. Well, I'm Gail, your pond plant girl. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to contact me. You may email me, ask me anything you like, about plants that is. Hey, you have a wonderful day, and you keep on being you. I'll see you next time. Oh, wait a minute. I don't want me. These fangled things.